Every song's definitely open to one's own interpretation. However, there seem to be songs that people have heard over and over, and yet somehow they completely miss the real point. When you really listen to these songs and dive deep into the lyrics, you'll realize they're not what they seem. You might just be surprised to find out that one of the songs you've been listening to your whole life doesn't actually mean what you thought it did. From songs that stand up for big ideas to those that dive deep into personal thoughts, these tracks have hidden meanings that might surprise you. Let's dig into the stories behind these songs that have puzzled many. Every Breath You Take by The Police. It's not quite fun seeing couples say their love song is Every Breath You Take by The Police when you know the real meaning behind this song. The classic song from The Police is often mistaken as a romantic ballad. However, the truth is, there's a menacing meaning behind it. Sting even said in an interview that the song is very, very sinister and ugly, and people have actually misinterpreted it as being a gentle little love song when it's quite the opposite. The lyrics of the song actually depict a possessive and controlling individual who watches their subject's every move. It's not exactly the kind of song you'd want to dedicate to your crush. When you really pay attention to the lyrics of the song, you'll understand that a catchy tune isn't akin to a happy or uplifting message. You don't have to go home. Closing Time by Semisonic. Bars and supermarkets, and pretty much any store you can think of, these are the places where you've most likely heard Closing Time by Semisonic. It seems that the whole population of people who know this song understand it as the end of a night out of the day. And while Semisonic vocalist Dan Wilson knew that the song's destiny would be that it would be used by all the bartenders, it wasn't the real reason why he penned the lyrics. The lyrics were actually about the birth of the lead singer's child. The song is more of an emphasis on the miracle of childbirth because that was the only thing on Dan's mind. The lyrics reflect the idea of leaving behind one phase of life and entering a new one. It's definitely way deeper than what most people thought.
To the Hotel California.
Hotel California by the Eagles. It's dubbed as one of the best songs of all time, and any adult definitely knows this song. However, it's also a song that doesn't seem to have one definitive meaning or inspiration. Fans have their own interpretations of the song, with some thinking that the song was inspired by an actual hotel. On the other hand, others think it's about drug use and hedonism. The band doesn't really have an agreed upon meaning for the song, but the Eagles' founding member Don Henley had some insights to share about the song. According to Don, the song was about feeling trapped in the music industry with no way of escaping. The lyrics describe a luxurious hotel that becomes a prison, symbolizing the allure of the music industry. But deep down, it really was a trap that was difficult to escape. However, he mentioned that the song's meaning could be expanded to describe the circumstances of the entire United States when the song was released. People might just be overthinking it with how they've dissected the song, but this song is definitely open to one's own interpretation.
Calling to the faraway towns, now war is declared.
London Calling by The Clash. London Calling is one of The Clash's most well-known songs because it's considered a fierce political statement. It appears to be a rebellious anthem, but the real inspiration or meaning behind the song is far different from what people think. The Clash's Joe Strummer was a news junkie, and the inspiration for this song was from a 1979 London Evening Standard headline that talked about the possibility of the Thames River overflowing. If the Thames River flooded, all of London would be underwater. So instead of being a commentary about societal issues, the song London Calling is actually about the band's nagging fear of drowning. According to Clash guitarist Mick Jones, the band flipped upon hearing the news. So that's what led Joe to write the first few drafts of the song's lyrics. Eventually, Mick stepped in until the song became a warning about the doom of life. In an interview talking about the song, Mick jokingly said they were a bit ahead of the global warming thing, weren't we? Like a Stone by Audioslave. When it comes to the melody, Like a Stone by Audioslave isn't the least bit misleading. However, contrary to popular belief, the song isn't a love song, nor is it about lost love. But even if you didn't get the song's real meaning before, that's fine, because the true meaning and narrative of the song were so deeply disguised that even other band members didn't get the song at first. Bassist Tim Comerford admitted that, like many of their fans, he thought the song was a love song. Chris Cornell later confirmed in an interview that the song's actually about a man contemplating death. The fictional man's coming up with the idea that if you're good, you get to relive your favorite memories in the afterlife. The lyrics contemplate mortality and the idea of facing death with acceptance. It's actually a thought-provoking song, much deeper than what the majority of people thought. The lyrics of the song hold more weight and significance because they connect with Chris Cornell's own difficulties and eventual tragedy.
What forces are the same that burn crosses?
Killing in the Name by Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine's far from being subtle about their political stance, and their song Killing in the Name is even further from being subtle. With that said, it's almost impossible for people to completely misunderstand the anti-establishment meaning behind the song. Surprisingly though, people actually got it wrong. The lyrics of Killing in the Name paint a very straightforward picture of what the song means. However, following the aftermath of the 2020 United States election, Trump supporters rallied at polling stations to the sound of the song. Very ironic. Videos emerged of Trump supporters protesting while this classic song was playing after some media claimed the voting was rigged. Despite the members of Rage Against the Machine being adamantly anti-conservative, with guitarist Tom Morello being openly communist, conservatives still marched to the song. Those on the other side of the political spectrum seem to not have done their research about the song and the band. Kill Pop by Slipknot. If you listen to Kill Pop by Slipknot and actually pay attention to the lyrics, the first thing that comes to your mind is that the song's about an abusive or love-hate relationship gone wrong. However, in an interview, Corey Taylor said, "I've really gotten everyone's interpretation of what the song means to them, and it's nowhere near what I wrote about." He admits that it's interesting to hear people's interpretations of the song, but that isn't exactly what people think. The song may not be about a romantic relationship, but it's still about a relationship. To explain the song, Corey said, "The song is my reflection on my relationship with music. That's who the she is. And not just about music, but the music industry in general. So there's a love-hate relationship there that really kind of comes into view. You may not have hit the nail on the head about the song's meaning, but most people really weren't far off." Corey continues to explain that he loves music, but he just hates the business side of things. Kill Pop is among many songs like Harder to Breathe by Maroon 5, misunderstood as a song about a love-hate or toxic relationship. In reality, they're really songs about music and the music industry.
Unpredictable, but in the end is right.
Good Riddance, Time of Your Life by Green Day. There's at least one graduation a year that plays Good Riddance by Green Day to symbolize the sentimental moments and memories people are leaving behind. The song's commonly mistaken as that, sentimental and nostalgic. However, the lyrics of Good Riddance are far from being a sentimental farewell. In reality, the song conveys more of a bitter tone than nostalgia. It suggests that memories might not have been as positive as they seem. Green Day's ballad was never meant to be a romantic song. Billy Joe Armstrong admitted that he wrote the song about a girlfriend who was moving away to another country. He ultimately called the song Good Riddance because, well, he was frustrated with a breakup. Good riddance for him. Billy Joe doesn't mind that people seem to interpret the song differently than intended, though. In an interview with VH1, he said, "I sort of enjoy the fact that I'm misunderstood most of the time. That's fine." Imagine by John Lennon. This song by John Lennon was named the third greatest song of all time by Rolling Stone. And with that, they say that the song was 22 lines of graceful, plain-spoken faith in the power of a world united in purpose to repair and change itself. If you take a look at the lyrics, you'd agree with Rolling Stone. The song has a strong idealistic message of peace and unity. However, there's something deeper that lies underneath the uplifting tone of the song. According to John Lennon himself, the song's virtually the Communist Manifesto. Once the song became a hit, he even went on record to say that just because the song was sugar-coated, it was accepted, adding, "Now I understand what you have to do. Put your message across with a little honey." It makes complete sense when you view the song from John Lennon's perspective. The song really imagines a classless world.
Bring friends on to lose.
Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit is a classic anthem of the grunge movement that dominated the early 90s. On the surface, the song's often associated with teenage angst and rebellion, capturing the restlessness of a generation. Some kids have even called it the anthem of apathetic kids. The iconic riff and Kurt Cobain's raw vocals contribute to the song's raw energy, making it an enduring classic. However, everyone may just have been overthinking this one. Kurt got the idea for this song when his friend, Kathleen Hanna, wrote the statement, "Kurt smells like Teen Spirit." Kurt had no clue that Teen Spirit was a deodorant brand, so he went ahead and used that as the title of the song. His main goal for the song was just to write the ultimate pop song. According to Cobain himself, the song has no real meaning. It was just bits and pieces of poetry with little to no sense. Dave Grohl even said it wasn't wise to try to understand the lyrics at all because there was nothing to understand. Songs can be deceiving. Even though they're always open to interpretation, you'll be shocked when you dive into how these songs were made and what inspired them. These songs exemplify how lyrics, melodies, and cultural context can combine to create meanings that may not align with our initial perceptions. The next time you listen to these tracks, you'll have a deeper understanding and different perspective of the messages they convey. So don't be surprised if your favorite songs reveal a whole new layer of significance upon closer inspection.